Good afternoon, everyone. We will be looking at Chapter 20, that is Consumer Protection Act 2019 of Paper 2 JAIIB. What is Consumer Protection Act and why Consumer Protection Act? As the name suggests, it is for the protection of consumer rights. So basically, prior to 1986, there were no such acts, and resolving any consumer issue was a difficult task due to complex legal proceedings and high cost. Then 1986 Act came into existence. However, with technology coming up and with globalization and liberalization, the 1986 Act was also outdated, and there felt a need to come up with a new Consumer Protection Act. The revised version came up in the year 2019. Please remember 2019. This was to address the limitations of the previous act and expand the consumer protection in the new economical and technological context. It is more comprehensive, it is more exhaustive, and it is more inclusive. The purpose, preamble, and extent. What is the purpose of Consumer Protection Act? To better protect the consumer interest, providing a more effective and efficient redressal mechanism. So this particular act, because it is more inclusive, it is fast, it is more effective, and it is very efficient in resolving the consumer interest. Where does it apply? It applies to the whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir, covering all the goods and services except for resale, commercial purpose, free services, and personal services. Resale services, if you are purchasing any good or product in resale, then that will not be covered under the scope of Consumer Protection Act. Commercial purpose, any good or article that is purchased for the purpose of making money or carrying out any kind of business or earning money from it. It is commercial purpose, is not covered under Consumer Protection Act. Free service is of course not covered, and personal service, so services like we avail these services from urban company, they are personal service contracts, and it is not covered under the Consumer Protection Act. What are consumer rights? The act is basically about protecting the consumer rights. There are few rights given to the consumer. What are those rights? So those rights include protection from hazardous products and services, right to information about goods and services, access to a variety of products at competitive prices, right to be heard and considered in disputes, redressal against unfair or restrictive trade practices, and right to consumer awareness. These are few rights. You can see how exhaustive they are and how they protect consumer at each and every level. Like all the acts, there are few terms or the terminology that is given for each particular definition. So, what does this word mean when it is referred to in the act? First, person. Who is a person as per a Consumer Protection Act? Person includes individual, firms, HUFs, cooperative societies, associations, corporation, companies, and other judicial persons. All these are included in the definition of person. Establishment. Establishment means it includes advertising agency, the commission agents, the manufacturers, the traders, and any other public utility entities. They are all called establishment. Branch office. As the name suggests, an office that is described as a branch and carries out the same function as the head office is called a branch office. Advertisement. What is an advertisement? Any publicity or representation made through various media, including the print, electronic, or internet, is considered an advertisement. It is any publicity made. Endorsement. Any message or depiction that suggests an endorsement by an individual or institution. So these also include the brand endorsements that take place that especially the celebrity brand endorsements are also included in this kind of act. Then there are few commercial terms. Those were the general terms and these are the commercial terms. What is a good? Movable property including food as defined by the Food Safety Organization. Anything that is movable, any article that is movable is considered as a good in this act, and it includes food also. Service. What is a service? Any service made available to the user including banking, insurance, transport and more. It excludes free services and personal service contracts. Product. What is a product? Any article or substance including its components produced for trade or commerce, and it should not include human tissue, blood and organs. These three are not included in the definition of the product as per the Consumer Product Protection Act. Design. The physical and the material aspect of any product is called a design. It's the physical aspect. The physical and material characteristics of a product including its formulation and the result of a manufacturing process. Express warranty. A statement or a promise about a product or a service that assures that it conforms to the specified description or sample. Express warranty is these days the products, many products come with the warranty that few particular food items are not having the refined flour. Few bath products or few body care items are not containing harmful chemicals like phosphates, sulfates. So express warranty is like it's a promise about a product that it assures to a particular description only. Consumer complaint related terms. What are the terms? So what is a complaint? First of all, what is a complaint? An allegation made by a complainant seeking relief under the Act, including the claims of unfair trade practices, restrictive trade practices. Complaint is an allegation made by a complainant. It can include unfair trade practices, restrictive trade practices. The complaint can be regarding defect in goods or services. The complaint can be regarding the excessive charges or the price. It can be regarding the sale of hazardous goods or services. It can be regarding violation of safety standards, and it can be regarding product liability action. Consumer dispute. What is a consumer dispute? A dispute where the respondent denies or disputes the allegation in the complaint. Dispute is always between two parties. If a customer merely raising the complaint is not a dispute, but a customer raising the complaint and the respondent denies that there is no such issue, then that gives rise to a dispute. Defect. Any fault, imperfection or shortcoming in goods or services that can be related to quality, quantity, potency, purity or standards. Any fault as far as the quality, quantity and standards are concerned is called a defect. Deficiency. Any fault or inadequacy in service, including negligence, omission or withholding of information, affecting the quality or performance of the service. So defect is basically pertaining to the good and deficiency pertains to the service. Misleading advertisement. Any advertisement that falsely promises or describes a particular good or a service. If the product is not as given or as described in the advertisement and the advertisement is false or fake, then it can become a misleading advertisement. Product liability. The responsibility of a manufacturer or a seller to compensate for the harm caused by defective product or deficient services. So even product liability or product accountability is fixed in the Consumer Protection Act, wherein it becomes the responsibility of a manufacturer or seller to compensate for any harm that is caused due to the defect in the product or a service. Product liability action. A complaint filed to claim the compensation. After filing the complaint, when a complaint is filed to claim the compensation for any cause or harm, then that comes under product liability action. Restrictive trade practices. Trade practices that manipulate the prices or supply condition is called restrictive trade practices. Now we will have a look at some MCQs. What is a consumer dispute? Where a person against whom the complaint is made denies it. B. When a person against whom a complaint is made accepts it. Just making a complaint, or none of the above. So the answer is A. Where a person against whom the complaint is made denies it. So this is how a dispute arises. One party alleging it and another party refusing it. Then it's a dispute. What is a defect? Any fault, any imperfection, any shortcoming, or all of the above? So the answer is all of the above. Defect is in case of a product and deficiency is in the case of a service. Third, what is not included in the definition of a product? Any article, good, substance, wholly assembled component or a part, and human tissue, blood and organs. What is not included in the definition of product? So we know human tissues, blood and organs. That was all. Do share, like and subscribe our channel.